November the 20th, 2023. Guys, another great day here in the South, but it's about to get very bad very quickly. It's warm. We're going to be in the 70s, I think, today, maybe a little warmer than that. But tonight, here, this is central Mississippi, Louisiana, and this area, we could have 80-mile-per-hour winds, thunderstorms, hail, and tornadoes with a lot of rain in places. So, guys, prepare now if you're in the southeast for this storm coming through. Tomorrow night, it's going to be over into Georgia and eastern Alabama. But tonight, I know as you look outside now, if you're in the section of the south that I am, beautiful sunny day, warm, going to change very quickly. Oh, man, winters are going to come in with a cold blast. And in November, guys, that always stirs up major tornadoes in our area. So just pay attention to it. But there's a large storm also going on in the Middle East. This headline, guys, kind of is going to be a game changer on the way the war is handled there, because it's saying that Hezbollah's show of power, it levels Israeli military base with ballistic missiles and drones, most serious attack yet. Swarms of kamikaze drones hit the Israeli Defense Force positions. The article says that Hezbollah has completely destroyed the Israeli military base Biranit in the Galilee in northern Israel, in what has been described as the Shiite group's biggest offensive since the start of the war. According to reports, the Hezbollah attack was carried out with Burkan ballistic missiles and kamikaze drones. Hezbollah just completely bombed Israel's Biranit military base to ashes. Some of the headlines here, I will link to it so you can come here and look at some of these Twitter videos. Let me see what else we got. Israel will respond, no doubt, and we will be one giant step closer to a regional war. Could be closer to a much larger war than just regional. Now, in more detail, it says Hezbollah launched a barrage of 40 missiles, including 3 kamikaze drones against the IDF. So I guess that's 37 ballistic missiles. The 45th day of the war is the most important on the northern border, as several armed incidents have occurred. Also, guys, leaflets were dropped down into southern Gaza yesterday by the IDF, telling them they had to continue to move south. Don't know how much further they're going to go, but I did see to where most of the hospitals have been either evacuated or they've been searched and seized by the IDF. But Egypt did allow the one hospital that had all the babies in the incubators passage, and now they're in Egyptian hospitals. That's a good thing there. But there's 14,000 possibly people dead on the Hamas side, and the numbers are probably rising above that 1,400 we keep hearing, because there's been loss of life in the IDF itself. It says the Israeli base was heavily damaged, but there were no casualties. The Israeli Defense Force installation is located on the border with Lebanon. In the video, we see burning buildings inside the Israeli military base. IDF soldiers and firefighters are trying to fight the fire. Russian media report that this is Hezbollah's most powerful attack since the start of the new Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Continues. It says, just yesterday, at least 30 unmanned aerial vehicles attacked IDF military bases in the northern part of the country. It says the IDF reported hitting a Hezbollah cell planning to launch an anti-tank missile attack from the Lebanese village of Marwahin. At the same time, fighter jets, helicopters, and tanks struck over Hezbollah's targets in southern Lebanon in response to attacks in northern Israel. Note, the Shiite groups are intensifying their military operations against Israel and U.S. military targets. In Syria and Iraq, they attacked American military bases. In the Red Sea, Yemen's Ansar Allah Houthi movement seized a Bahamian flag ship. Saw that yesterday. Of course, we got this chatter back and forth. Israel saying they believe Iran is involved in these attacks, but the leadership of Iran is saying there's no truth to that. Guys, and also, Russia has come out with a statement and some information. They're talking about the Sarmat missile. This is a huge missile. It can go into the upper atmosphere, and it has multiple warheads when it comes back down. 12 to 15 different projectiles aimed at that many different places, guys, if need be. Can't hardly be shut down. It's moving too fast. But it says it destroys London, France, Texas in 6 minutes. First Sarmat Regiment in combat positions. Listen, Russia goes head-to-head with NATO with unstoppable strategic weapon. NATO would have 6 minutes to react. The only reaction they can do is just return fire because, from what I understand, this thing's moving way too fast to be taken out. Now, in the Ukrainian theater, guys, it's really going downhill for them there. Russia's surrounding most of the country, most of the important places. They're not physically in Kiev yet. They're close in some of the areas. But what has happened is the people in the army there are pretty much revolting against Zelensky. They had a big battle, I think, 2 days ago, and when the Russians, they defeated the enemy. But when they came in there, they found mostly female Ukrainian soldiers. The men are just about gone, and they're screaming for more conscripts to be put into place. I guess it will be the young children now. But Zelensky's getting in trouble. His own army hates him. They're saying they're being sent to the front with very little ammo, things like that, and getting massacred. But Russia is placing this first Sarmat IBM or ICBM regiment into combat service in the Strategic Missile Forces. This is according to revelations by TASS, by a well-informed source close to the Russian Defense Ministry. This first Sarmat regiment, consisting of several missile silos, enters combat service as part of the UNZAR information of the Strategic Missile Forces in December 2023. It's about 10 days away. It says, according to the existing practice in the Strategic Missile Forces, a command post of 1 regiment and 2 missile silos are first placed in combat service, and then their number is gradually increased. In September, the Ministry of Defense had confirmed that the first test launch of the Sarmat was successfully completed on April 20th, 2022. What is the Sarmat? This article continues, guys. It says it's a heavy intercontinental ballistic missile system. The launch weight of the missile exceeds 200 tons, while the range of the missile reaches 18,000 kilometers. Putin first spoke about the Sarmat complex during his speech to the Federal Assembly in March of 2018. A significant part of his speech was devoted to Russia's most advanced weapons and military technology. It says, according to Putin, Sarmat will be replaced by Voivado, which NATO calls Satan. Voivado has a range of 11,000 kilometers, while Sarmat has no range limitations. Think about that. The Russian president said afterwards, the liquid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile equipped with 10-ton payload can cover distances of up to 16,000 kilometers. In addition, the missile will be able to carry a combination of thermonuclear warheads and expendable countermeasure to neutralize the enemy's anti-missile defense. And according to the commander of the Strategic Missile Forces, it will take decades for the enemy forces to develop a system capable of intercepting the Sarmat. Again, it can wipe out France or Texas, London in 6 minutes. According to expert estimates, it can destroy any defense and wipe out entire countries. For example, the little boy atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima had a yield of 15 kilotons. The RS-28 Sarmat has 15 warheads, each which contains 750 kilotons. 15 tons or 15 kilotons in Hiroshima, 15 warheads with 750 kilotons, which means that the missiles as a whole have 11,000 kilotons of power. TNT is what they call it. As reported by Russian media, the RS-28 Sarmat missile is capable of obliterating areas the size of France or Texas. 15 nuclear warheads. Russia forces will protect Sarmat with the new S-500 air defense systems. The S-500 system can detect incoming ballistic missiles or aircraft at a distance of 2,000 kilometers. As once in position, it takes 60 seconds for them to arm and launch this missile. 60 seconds. Now, guys, there's a few more articles on the site, and again, I'll link to it to come here and check them out. One of the things they're talking about is there was earlier this year, there was quite a bit of conflict between NATO, Germany, and Russia over Germany once again putting their German tanks into the territory next to Russia, which used to be Russian. But they did. They put them in there, and Russia took them out. They couldn't even stand up to battle at all. They were pretty much taken out with one blow. And if you've seen the videos where one major drone will mark out an entire battlefield, and you start seeing incoming coming, and then that's what happened. But Russia's been warning Germany not to start bringing in your German tanks into their territory anymore. It cost them, maybe 40 million lives. World War II, it cost the Russians, and they swore that they would never let the Luftwaffe, the Panzer tanks, or any of that get back on the territory. And it looks like that's what they're doing. But a lot of the world is sending everything they've got into either the Middle East or up into Ukraine right now. Again, it looks like most of the world's throwing everything they can into battle right now. It's just a demonic race to destruction. But we're watching this, guys. Again, the links will be here. Pay very close attention to those. And if you're in the southeast, prepare for tornadoes coming at night. Never a good thing. We're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.